All right, today I want to talk to you guys about something I see happening way too often, and that is all this program jumping from one program to the next without completing the initial program. And I understand it. Everybody wants the latest and greatest, the best program out there, and there's so many to choose from, but if you don't have a point of reference and you don't finish the workout, you're not going to be able to reference that to any other workout that you might do. So, what do? Is the training and goal reasonable? Are your expectations realistic? Some questions you need to ask yourself to find this out. Do you have adequate time? What is the amount needed for the program you want to do? Do you want to do a strength training program? Well, you need at least 3 months. Is it a muscular endurance type of program or a conditioning cardio type of program? Well, you need at least 6 weeks. Is it a diet? Well, you better be willing to give it a whole month before you make too much judgment calls or you decide to bolt on this particular diet. All right, so once you've selected a training program, you need to set up some goals and some outcomes that you want to see from it. And then you need to ask questions to see whether it's the right program for you or if your expectations are correct before you do it. Is the training and goal reasonable? Are your expectations realistic? Some questions you need to ask yourself to find this out. Do you have adequate time? What is the amount needed for the program you want to do? Do you want to do a strength training program? Well, you need at least 3 months. Is it a muscular endurance type of program or a conditioning cardio type of program? Well, you need at least 6 weeks. Is it a diet? Well, you better be willing to give it a whole month before you make too much judgment calls or you decide to bolt on this particular diet. Another question you want to ask, and a lot of ones beginners don't want to ask themselves, do you have enough experience to be running this program? Everybody wants to do the workout that is going to help them bench 300, 400, 500 pounds. But are you just starting out? Are you in your first couple of years of strength training? Your first 5 years in strength training? Then you might not want to be doing the most advanced workout, and it's probably not going to work out the best for you. Okay, make sure it's appropriate for the amount of experience you have in strength training. Another question people don't ask themselves, but they need to, is are you healthy? Are you currently sick, like an acute illness where you have the flu or a cold? Not so bad? Or do you have something long-term like an autoimmune disease like Lyme disease or something else like that? That's definitely going to affect the type of training that you're able to perform. Also, are you injured? Is it an acute injury? Something you're going to get over in the next month? Or is it something chronic where it could affect what type of training style you can do? These are questions you need to look at too before you decide whether a program's for you or not, so you don't start it out and then quit right away. All right, another question you need to ask yourself or look at in this program before you get started is, how old are you, right? Now, age could be a double-edged sword. You could, if you've strength trained for a longer time, you're in advanced age, you're going to have more experience, you're probably going to have more muscle mass built up over time, but you're also not going to be able to recover as well as a younger individual. So that's something to keep in mind. Have more experience, but maybe you're not be able to recover well enough. So whether you're young or old, you got to really ask, okay, what advantages do I have? And you want to, before you set out on a program, and make sure it's appropriate so you don't quit, what's going to help me out? If I'm young, so I can handle more volume, or I'm more advanced where I could do more advanced techniques and I have the muscle mass and the experience from prior training because I have worked for a long time. And that's not necessarily true. Some people that are older are just starting out, and some young individuals might have 10 years under their belt already. So just keep in mind, it's a little bit of an experience thing, but it also is an age thing too, because you have to see if you can recover, right? So something to think about. All right, once you know the program's good to go for you, and it's not just going to be a flash in the pan. You're going to quit right away. Everything's checked out. You got enough time. You got the right program. Everything's set up. Okay. You want to design the program from the very end. So where do you want to be? Where do you want this to take? And then you, every 2 weeks, move it back. So if it's a 12-week program, you're going to start at 10 weeks. Where do I need to be? At 8 weeks, where do I need to be? At 6 weeks, where do I need to be? So you're not setting yourself up for failure, because if you get behind those goals, you move from the back, so it makes sense to by the time you get to 2 weeks, you can't get behind the goal because you're going to try to do too much, and you might potentially not only fail your goals, but potentially get hurt. So keep that in mind. That is something that you shouldn't just take lightly. You want to understand that this is a potential thing that could make you stop or get hurt during the program. Also, have as much structure as you can and take notes very often. You're going to forget way more than you ever remember, and it's inevitable that you're going to conflate things if you don't take good notes. You're not going to know what did work and what didn't work. Also, before you start the program, do a deload so you come into it fresh, as well as when you're done, take a deload so that you know how long it takes you to recover from the said program. If you do the note-taking correctly, you're almost going to have like your own personal training Bible to use by the time you're an advanced lifter. Not only that, if you hire a coach or a trainer or you have a mentor helping you, it's going to be such an incredible tool to be able to go back and see how you felt during all this training. And it's also going to allow that person, maybe they know something about a specific training, they're like, ooh, maybe we should look out for that or keep this in mind. Okay, so keep good notes. It's going to be a great training tool for you in the future, and don't overlook that. All right, so let's sum it up so there's no more program jumping. All right, number 1, set up the program with reasonable goals and expectations. You do that through your questioning. Number 2, commit to the program. No shiny object syndrome, no grass is greener on the other side of someone else's program. You're stick and put and you're going to finish this. And number 3, take notes while doing the program so you stay on track and you can evaluate the program later on, whether it's you or your coach. All right, if you're still here, obviously you like something, so tap that like button. Tell me in the comment sections what else you'd like to see. And for all those people that took off already, you're program jumpers. You're probably watching some other training video that you're not going to do anyway. So beat it, nerds. For everybody else, peace. I'll talk to you later.